Thank you, Secretary Mayorkas, and it's good to be back on Homeland Security Subcommittee, where I was the ranking member with Chairman Murphy, and even though Ranking Member Britt isn't here, I know she will be great and working with as well with the chairman as I was, so I'm happy about that. To be honest with you, just briefly, I know you've had a long couple of days. I was just in Mexico with the group that went to Mexico about 10 days ago. You and I have talked through these years as I was ranking member and chair on this subcommittee. The situation honestly hasn't improved, I don't think, at all in our southern border, their northern border. They're pretty much overwhelmed in a lot of cases. But I do believe the partnerships that we have with that country are extremely important if we're ever going to solve this migration issue. But I wanted to turn to the drug issue because this is really impacting, as you know, the state of West Virginia, but also our country. I guess just recently, I mean, I know we've given a lot of money for non-intrusive inspection, but we're still inspecting the trucks at the southern border is still very low. I don't know, 10%? Do you know the percentage?
Oh, no, a much greater percentage.
20?
I believe we are inspecting 70% in some of the ports of entry.
Really? Really?
I believe so, but Senator, I don't want to miss.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll
Maybe
circle
somebody
back.
can clarify that while we're chatting. But in any way, it's still getting through. It's still getting through, as you know.
Yes.
Is there some new fentanyl scanning technology that you just recently have deployed that you're aware of?
We've increased the deployment of non-intrusive inspection technology. We are looking at how we can harness artificial intelligence to facilitate the detection of anomalies, including the hiding of fentanyl in compartments in trucks and in passenger vehicles. So that's something we're very focused on.
One of the new unfortunate drugs that is now peaking in certain parts of the country is this xylazine. Are you aware of that?
So I am. Xylazine is actually a substance that is sometimes used with fentanyl.
Mm-hmm. It's used in agriculture mostly.
Yes,
yeah.
but it's a illicit product that is used for an illicit purpose, and it is, of course, very, very dangerous.
Is it detectable? If it comes through, can you detect it?
So one of the things that I saw in Arizona when I visited was our forward operating labs, which is we dedicate chemists, individuals with expertise, and the requisite equipment to be stationed at the port of entry so that we can actually identify with specificity and certainty the precise chemicals that are being trafficked through the port of entry so that we could actually refer for prosecution immediately. Not only interdict and seize the chemicals, but refer the individuals for prosecution immediately. It's having a very significant investigative and prosecutive benefit to it.
Well, I mean, the amount that is being seized from year to year goes up. So that's good. We're seizing more. But it tells me there's more coming through than we know it's getting through. And I partially attribute it to the fact that our Border Patrol and our agents and officers are so overwhelmed with trying to figure out this human trafficking that's coming through the southern border in the numbers that we've never seen before, that you only have so much. And I'm afraid we're missing much, much more than we're actually seizing, which I believe that to be true. And I think it's because I think it's part of the issue is just the whole situation in the whole. So I'll leave that, my belief, on the table there. Let me ask you another question. When I was working with Senator Murphy here on more closely on the committee, always asking for new border agents, then it doesn't seem like they can ever hire up to the number that they've been appropriated for. I understand this budget asks for a few more, not a whole lot more. Are we at the levels of full employment with our agents? Are we still having to do special incentives so that people can stay longer after retirement, or they get a bonus pay, or something like that? I mean, I think it's reflective of the morale, which I understand is very low. So what is the situation with the numbers, and what would, just because we would appropriate to more numbers, can we actually get there?
So, Senator, you ask a very, very important question. So our fiscal year 24 budget, the president's budget, seeks resources to hire 350 more Border Patrol agents. We've been appropriated for this fiscal year to hire 300 more Border Patrol agents, the first time since 2011. The question is very important because it speaks to a recruiting and retainment challenge across law enforcement throughout this country. And we are very, very focused on recruitment and retention as a campaign. We need the resources to hire the additional Border Patrol agents because we are doing everything we can to fill those slots. They are so critically needed for the reasons you have identified.
So can you give me the numbers as to how many there are right now and how many, if you add the 300, what's the max level and where are we now?
I certainly can provide you with that data. I will do.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is you can hire 300 new. Are you down 500 or 1,000?
We are down some.
Yeah.
We have some vacancies. We're working very diligently to fill those vacancies, and we are, of course, obviously recruiting to fill the additional slots that we have.
Well, I think part of the issues have been that we've been asking these agents to do so many different things that they really are not in their core missions, and so because of the so many people, and we saw that when we went down, that you and I traveled together. And, you know, partially there's some National Guard people that come down, some NGOs that help, but essentially our border agents are asked to do so much in very, very difficult situations. So I, for one, and I know you do too, very much appreciate the work that they're doing. I hope you can get to the levels of which you're appropriated. But I just feel like law enforcement has an issue overall, absolutely, no doubt about it. But I think you have particular challenges within your department on this. So thank you for coming.